Hello, what is up guys? I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the city of Eilton, and more specifically, I'm going to be going over why I think this new city is probably the best life-skilling city they've ever put out in the game, and why I plan to move to this city like right now. I'm doing it as I'm recording. Now, for those of you that have been around the channel for any amount of time, you know I live in Odraxia for the same reason. Eilton is way better than it. I am getting the heck out of the Elfland and moving to the snow region. So yeah, quickly before we get into the video and go over all the reasons why I'm moving and show off this city, if you're new to the channel, new to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on my channel, please consider subscribing. You stay up to date with new content, helps to grow my channel, would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into talking about Eilton, and let's kind of just cover it as like a generic city, things that like a lot of people would be interested in, and then fine it down into the more life skill related stuff that I'll be talking about. So, first things first, Eilton shares the same storage pattern as the city of Odraxia, which means 1 contribution point, 2 contribution points, 3, 4, and 5 contribution points for the city houses. Each of these houses can have max storage, which means you can get 80 slots of storage in here. That's a rate of 5.3 storage slots per contribution point invested, which means that this is tied with Odraxia for the most amount of storage per contribution point in any city. So if you're just looking for a place to like dump stuff off or to like build up storage to store all of your like buffs and crap and stick it all out here and transfer it, this city is one of the best. The only reason Odraxia is better is because it has a storyline quest that gives you bonus storage slots there. Otherwise, Odraxia and Eilton are the same as far as storage, and they are the best in the game. So yeah, there's like a pro tip for you. If you're trying to buy storage and dump stuff, these are the two cities. But beyond just the cheap storage here in Eilton, the storage location is probably the biggest thing. So you can see right here, I have Eilton 2 as my house that I'll be putting all my cooking stuff into, and you can see its proximity to both the central market as well as the storage keeper. So if I just like jump out here and go over to the central market storage keeper, right? They're right here, you know, buy your stuff, get your food, get whatever you're going to do. Alchemy, up to you. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want to do. But you just walk around the corner and up the staircase and you're in your house, right? So this means you do not need to buy one of those storage boxes, right? Because you're so close to the storage keeper, like you're not wasting that much time. You can save those 10 contribution points for a storage chest and instead use that to build up your garden, make more money off of nodes. It saves you 10 contribution points just being in this city for your cooking, like nuts. Now, if you're a fashion is the true endgame type of person and you want a bigger house than this Eilton 2 and you're not afraid to walk a little bit further, so from those same storage keepers, if you walk over this way and up this path instead, there is a larger house right here. So Eilton 3 is a bigger one and it's got a whole second wing over here. So if you want to decorate some more, you can take this one, but min-maxing right next to the storage keeper, super convenient. Speaking of convenient to the storage keeper, if you look across over there, you should see Imperial delivery. So if we literally walk right here across the way, the Imperial crafting delivery is right here. You can deposit your food, your alchemy boxes, your cooking boxes, literally 6 steps, which once again means you don't need a crap load of inventory weight on an alt that's going to do these turn-ins, because you can just walk back and forth. I know it's a pain in the butt, but yeah, super convenient. You can just sit here, max out your boxes, dump them into the storage, then walk them across. It takes way less time to do Imperial turn-ins. I can't think of a location that is closer to this. With the removal of the Imperial turn-in cap, doesn't matter how many people move here, super convenient, like by far the best Imperial turn-in I would have to say in the game. It's like 7 steps. Again, close proximity to the house means you can do your cooking right into the storage, right into the cooking. Now, keeping in the theme of cooking, if you are trying to do like AFK cooking for vinegar for contribution points, or if you're trying to power level cooking by making pickled vegetables, the fruit vendor for the game, one of the few fruit vendors in the game, is right here in the city of Eilton. Literally at the top of the city right here. I guess the bottom of the city, but right here, Eilton, you can just buy the vinegar items that you need. So the paprikas or pickled vegetables or whatever you're trying to do, it's right there. And if for some reason you're an alchemist and you like doing that instead, there's also an herb vendor in this city. So right here, just below us, we have an herb vendor that'll sell us herbs for those. So 2 of the most used life skilling vendors are sitting inside of the city. Once again, only a short walk away from the storage keeper, which is right next to your house, which is right next to your turn-ins. There's also a cook NPC in the city, so you don't have to leave the city to get cooking ingredients, things like your salts or your sugars or those types of things for the recipes, also right here in the city. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the major stuff about the cooking side of stuff, as well as alchemy. You can do your Imperial stuff, don't gotta walk, super, super simple. Now moving on to the next important thing that you would use an Imperial vendor for, we're gonna talk about Imperial fishing, and Imperial fishing is just as easy, because there's an Imperial fishing delivery NPC in this city as well. And if you wanted to AFK fish in the water in this city, well, good news, the fish have extra expiration time. It takes 3 days for a fish to expire that's caught in Eilton. instead of the typical 1 day, which means if you like AFK fish for a whole day or if you work, you're not going to have any reduction in the value of the fish, or not as much of a reduction in the values of the fish as if you were fishing anywhere else in the game. Now, downside of this location, I did a bunch of testing. It seems like ancient relic crystals do not drop very frequently at all, Over 3 nights, I ended up getting a total of 3 of these, so nothing crazy. I was averaging about 12 million a night. I'm a Guru 5 fisher, so yeah, not a ton of income compared to something like Tooth Fairy Cabin for the ancient relic shards or stuff like that, but still decent money overnight AFK fishing, like 12 million. Which for a player like me who's either making YouTube videos or working, being able to AFK fish, AFK cook, and do all of those AFK type activities is fantastic in the city. Moving on to the next life skill that I want to talk about, it's going to be farming, and I didn't know that there was going to be a farming location in this region. Like, there's a ton of trees, ton of mountains, ton of hills, but it turns out there's actually a huge area of flat land only 300 units away from the center of the city. So literally if you head out the front gate over this way, get on your horse and, I don't know what to talk about. How's the weather where you guys are at? I got like 10 inches of snow like 2 days ago. I wanted to scream. It was terrible, but hey, we're here now. So we have a huge area of flat land right here. I think this is a part in the story because this is one of those pillars that I believe you had to interact with, but huge area of flat land right here. Only downside to this region is that it is in the frost land. So if you open up your map and click the temperature option, it's like ice cold in this region. Well, that's groundwater, but yeah. Ice cold in this region, which means you're never going to get a crop in the good region as far as growth. But if you're like me, and you're not trying to min-max your farm, you can use barley seed, which will always grow in like 5 hours or 4 hours with fertilizer, like no matter where you plant it. So if you're like me, get 2 AFK farms in a day, one when you wake up in the morning and one when you get back home from work. Super useful system. Obviously, if you're a min-maxer who's growing like dry main grass in the desert, not the best spot for you, but for casual players, great option there. Once again, fits nicely with the AFK theme. So all those AFK life skills are fantastic and well covered. What about active stuff that you can do? Well, one of the best gathering spots in the game isn't very far away, right here at the Tashira Ruins. So if you haven't watched my video on this gathering rotation before, it is the Scorpion and Snake Meat gathering rotation at the Tashira Ruins. It's like just above it over here. There's like a whole region that you can do here. Be a nice person and check the loop to make sure there's not somebody gathering, because you don't want to be that person that takes the gathering rotation. But yeah, super awesome gathering spot right here, real close. And if you look at the silver per hour over on Videolytics, you can see that grilled scorpion is one of the most profitable recipes that you can make in the game right now. And Freakish Snake Stew also isn't that bad. And with that, I think I've pretty much covered everything I want to talk about as far as why I love the city and why I'm moving to it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't do a lot of hunting, so I don't know what the hunting situation is like in this region. I do apologize for that. If you do want to do horse training here, I don't know of any wild horse spots. I didn't see any when I was exploring. Somebody might know of someone there. Going to comment down in the comments, but I didn't see any. If you do want to just AFK train your horses, though, it is a pretty straight shot up and down this city. Kind of like how Duvenkroon has a really long path that you can take up and down. Same idea, so if you wanted to send horses over here, you could, but there aren't any real options for stable. So I think Duvenkroon will stay the king of that. And then obviously that just leaves sailing and bartering, and well, if you were expecting me to say that the Mountain of Eternal Winter has great sailing and bartering, then yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm a memer, but not that hard. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. So I don't know if I was able to convince you of moving to this city, but I do hope I presented some good points. Oh no, I forgot one more. I lied. So throughout this city, if you go up to various NPCs in it and look at their quests, they have these side quests, and these side quests award you these Oxider crystals. These crystals can be exchanged for a ton of different things, including Kaffir stones for 6 of them, so if you're trying to upgrade your gear, make some money or something like that, as well as supreme cooking and alchemy tools, so you never actually have to go back to Heidel to get a supreme tool or to get the repair kits. You don't have to, because you can just do the daily side quests over here and pick up these things. It's basically a self-sufficient location. The only time you'll ever have to leave is when you're ready to turn in your Imperial seals. So yeah, with that, I think I've covered everything now. So this city, I really feel like, is one of the better AFK life skilling locations in the game. Maybe not so much for the active side of things, but for the AFK life skiller, like, this is the spot to be. Park your alt out here and make your life super simple. If this video is going to help you, do let me know in the comment section below. If you disagree with me, you can let me know too. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video, Twitch livestream, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.